Hey guys, I'm EDC Connor and welcome to another EDC video. Today I'm gonna focus on one important thing I will tell you later on, but first of all, get yourself one of these hand sanitizers in your EDC because of the fear of the virus and nothing beats the soap. But well, with you in your pockets all the time, I think you should have one just in case and use it often. uh, I was watching a TV show on Discovery or somewhere, and about survival, how the guys who were trapped somewhere in the wilderness and how they survived. They managed to survive sometimes in the sea. And this episode was about a guy who was a snowboarder, and he was trapped somewhere in the mountains. And as a result of hypothermia, his legs he survived 7 days in the mountains in the cold, but he had no fire, and fire would be a game changer for him. But he had only lousy MP3 player, and he didn't use it to. He didn't use it to start a fire with the battery, but he used it to monitor the news. Anyways, uh, only if he had some sort of a light source, fire source with him, he could have gone and he could do much better. And when he was rescued, his both of his legs were numb, and as a result of gangrene, they had to cut off his legs. So, lesson of the story: 80-90% of the time, I do have some fire source in my EDC because I like it and I know I realize the importance of it. But now, after watching this, I'm gonna have it all the time, 100%. So, whether it's a Zippo, which I really like, Zippo has one downside, but I carry Zippos because I kind of like it. They're cool and has a one downside: does not last long. Fuel will not last you as long as any other lighter, like this mini Cricket lighter. I also have some mini big lighters, which I didn't bother to include to gather up for this video, but I do have. And Cricket and things like this. I'm not sure if this is more than $1 and it can save your legs. So would you trade your legs for $1? Both of your legs. It's been a winter time, and I have to give you a heads up. These are the wires, these kind of jet wires, and I have to give you a heads up. When it's too cold outside, something happened to these two of mine jet wires, and they didn't want to work at the big cold. So it was around zero, maybe 10 below 0 Celsius, and they both failed. They didn't want to start. So keep that in mind for winter. So these jet fighters, I would not have placed my trust into them, but something like this, or my favorite, which I don't have here, mini big fighter, is the best. Or the big one, the full size big fighter. It can last you, and having ability to light a fire, whether it's a signal fire, whether it's a fire to keep yourself warm or protect yourself from the animals. I think it's one of the most important part of your EDC. So, who are you who are not into EDC? My watch guys here. EDC stands for everyday carry. Every day is items we carry on day-to-day basis in our pockets, with a little bit of emphasis on preparedness, survival, and something like that. Hence the knife. And I've been EDC in my Spyderco paramilitary tree. I love this blade. I'm not the biggest fan of this lock here on the top of it, but I'm yet to review it. It's very sharp, and I love it. It's Golden Colorado, USA. Earth. It was a gift from Alex, so I appreciate it a lot. And I wanted to carry this a bit more. I have this more than a year now, probably, and do review is well overdue. But I love it. I love it, except for maybe this part here. I'm kind of get. It's nothing wrong with it, but I got used to this liner lock, frame locks, a bit more, and it's a bit inconvenience. But Spyderco Paramilitary 3, great G10 scales, great blade steel, super sharp, and Spyderco has a Spidey hole, a pocket clip, everything's nice with it, just like it is with the G-Shock. And Spyderco and the G-Shock, they do work well together. And this is my beater watch. I'm carrying this for review purposes. I jinxed it against the door frame. Here you can see a little bit, but this is MS G-Shock, and MS stands for military. I don't know. Can you? It has a red light. It works well in the real life situations and in person. GD 100 ms, and the red light is easier on the eyes. So my main watch was, ever since I got it, this little fella. This is my Piaget perpetual calendar. I did a full review of this watch. It's a nice little watch I picked up just before the new year, and I really enjoyed it. It's a small piece, but somehow, while the weather is still cold, I got used to it, and I do enjoy it. I often change watch bands on it, so if you have a watch band, you can completely change the look of your watch. So get a nice watch and change the bands. Don't buy a lot of crappy watches. So that's it. Usually I have a Zippo. When I don't have a Zippo, I will have a lighter. But after seeing this one, I will always have a lighter. Uh, Sunglasses, I do upper soles, and I picked this up with the folding. These are very cool. Ever since I saw one, I wanted to have it, and I think last year I got one. I got a pair, and I definitely love these. Sunglasses are important when you're driving to protect your eyes and whatnot, and they look fantastic. So, wallet, my old Roncato leather wallet, works great. Has a coin purse, lots of slots. My favorite type of a wallet. I prefer this over the card holder. Also, I do carry a little bit of cash with me, but it's not in my wallet. So for watch buys, and just because cash is king, especially in these rough days of coronavirus. You never know when the ATM's gonna break down, and you never know when the banks are gonna become unavailable. So you want to have a little bit of cash. I also purchased a little bit of a home supplies, things for the canned food and something for a month, roughly month supply, so we can be more prepared. And lastly, keys. My EDC has been very minimal this month, but I kind of like it like that. On my keys, I have a mini big pan which I put there, modified Spyderco Grasshopper, old stuff, and I have a light. Still haven't got around buying a new flashlight. So sorry, you guys have been recommending. I think OLED could be a way to go, but I do have Phoenix, and I do have flashlight in my car, and the battery is dead. Battery is dead on this one, I think. So I need to get a battery, and that's it. Thank you for watching. I'm EDC Gunner, and get yourself some hand sanitizer, soaps, wash your hands, fear the virus, don't think it's all crap, and if it is, you are at least prepared, and carry a lighter.